Alright, so after that Boruto chapter 67, I gotta say, man, I think that Momoshiki might possibly go down as one of the best villains in all of Boruto. Now, let's be honest here, I mean, he's not really competing with anybody else besides like maybe the likes of Ishiki and, potentially Kawaki, but Momoshiki, as of right now, I think that I like his character enough to where I can say that I think that Momoshiki is going to go down as one of the best or memorable villains in all of Boruto. And after we saw Momoshiki revive Boruto, something kind of clicked in my head is this guy refuses to die, this guy refuses to not exist. And basically in Boruto chapter 67, Momoshiki actually saved Boruto's life and kind of accepted the fact that if he saves Boruto's life, he can't actually revive himself through Boruto anymore, because Boruto was not 100% otsutsuki at the time that Boruto had died by Kawaki. So now that Momoshiki has saved Boruto's life, him being resurrected is no longer possible, but there's a couple of other things that might be possible due to Momoshiki still technically being connected to the physical realm, or whatever you want to call it, because without the vessel, the otsutsuki cannot exist. So even though Momoshiki's body will never come back as Momoshiki, he is sort of technically still with Boruto in a sense, and I kind of wonder how that relationship is going to play out. I think it could be very interesting moving forward and the interactions that him and Boruto will have, right? Now, I don't want Momoshiki having a sort of a current relationship with Boruto would kind of ruin the show for me, in my opinion. Not because I don't like that sort of dynamic, it's just more so I just want something a little bit more different from what we got in Naruto. So I definitely can see if Momoshiki's still sort of lingering around, Momoshiki having a different sort of relationship with Boruto, not like Kirama, more of like a menacing, sort of conniving, just kind of just like messing with Boruto and things like that. And can see even times where Momoshiki even helps out Boruto, not like in a Kirama kind of thing, like I keep saying that, but helps him out because Momoshiki still wants to sort of exist in this realm and sort of still wants to live on through Boruto. So I can definitely see him even doing things like that and sort of help him out in do or die situations. Now, one of the things that I really do like about Momoshiki is ever since his entrance, his attitude, his cockiness has always been something that's kind of just liked from Momoshiki's character. I mean, the moment he came in, I kind of thought he was, better than everybody, which he kind of was, right? I mean, we deny that he was better than most people, right? But he still got packed up. But, regardless of that fact, comes in, acts like he's better than everybody. I mean, this is the guy that Kaguya was scared of, right? Momoshiki was out here looking for Kaguya, and, if someone like this can make Kaguya, shaking their boots, then that's somebody that I can kind of see as a, good villain, somebody that I personally like as a character. But, even going further past that and Momoshiki sort of meddling in the story, I mean, he literally gave Boruto the karma seal, which sort of started him on this downward spiral to where Boruto is at now, and is kind of the reason to why Cody wants to put this guy into the 10 tails in the first place. So I really just like Momoshiki's interaction in the story, and I think that without Momoshiki, the story would have been a lot more bland, and he really adds like this element of just you never know what's going to happen when Momoshiki's in the picture, right? I mean, even when Momoshiki would take over Boruto's body, right? Borushiki, right? Those are always interesting moments because we never knew what Momoshiki was going to do. Momoshiki could end up killing somebody, Momoshiki could end up damaging somebody, right? And we've only seen like a glimpse of what Boroshiki's actually is, right? When Momoshiki takes over Boruto's body, we've never seen Borushiki in an environment to where there's people at risk, like a large amount of people at risk, like he's in a village or something like that. We've never even seen an instance like that, and I think it's going to be very interesting to where when Momoshiki, if he's still able to do it, if he's still able to take over Boruto's body, if Momoshiki, comes back, take over Boruto's body, and he's inside the Hidden Leaf Village, goes on a rampage or whatever, I think that would be very interesting too. And I think this could be even more reason to why Boruto might need to put himself away from the village or seclude himself somewhere else, just because of the danger of, hey, I might get taken over by Momoshiki again, and hey, this dude named Code is still looking for me and still hunting for me, right? So I think that, Momoshiki still exists in the story was a very good play, because if they kind of just got rid of Momoshiki like they did with Ishiki, I don't think that the story would have been as good as it is right now, or as good as it's going to be, right? And we gotta imagine like what it would be like to even have like Ishiki still around, right? that would have been a cool dynamic that I could have liked to see as well, because, you know, Ishiki's personality sort of interacting with Momoshiki's is something I would have liked to see in the story, because we never really got to see the whole Momoshiki and Ishiki interaction, right? We've only seen Momoshiki interact with Kinshiki and Yoroshiki, right? We've never seen Momoshiki interact with somebody he personally has some sort of beef with or doesn't really like, right? Because it seemed like Momoshiki didn't really like Ishiki by the tone of his voice when he was happy that Shiki had finally died. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm reading too far into the lines there, but it seemed like Momoshiki didn't really like Ishiki there. So I do think that's one of the points that was kind of missed out, was Momoshiki actually having some sort of interaction with Shiki at some point. But, you know, regardless of the fact that that didn't happen, you know, I'm still okay with the outcome. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, you know, Momoshiki just existing in the story is going to be very troublesome, and, you know, moving forward in the story is going to be very interesting to see Momoshiki sort of meddle with the characters and things like that. And, you know, still that whole thing with Momoshiki's prophecy, right, saying that Boruto will eventually lose it all, and don't really know what he means by that, but something is going to happen very soon where that is actually going to come to fruition, and it's going to be the moment where Boruto is going to be at a standstill and is going to probably know what it means to feel true pain, or something similar to that, you know. And I do find it kind of interesting that Momoshiki kind of wants to stick it out even still in Boruto's body, not even being able to come back, and kind of wants to see what's in store for Boruto's future, right? I'm not really sure how far Momoshiki can look into the future and like all the details of that or whatnot, but all I know is he kind of knows like some details for how Boruto's gonna eventually lose it all, right? And I think that's why we kind of need Momoshiki in the story too, is for that little bit of foresight in the story, right? You know, him sort of kind of throwing out clues and these ominous hints that, you know, something's gonna go bad here or there. And I think that's a very interesting part of his character, sort of giving us that ominous foresight to, you know, bad things that are going to happen to Boruto. And it's going to be very interesting when Momoshiki, if he's still able to communicate with Boruto, starts giving him these, you know, hints and clues and starts really messing with his head. And it's going to be a very interesting dynamic between Boruto and Momoshiki if Momoshiki ends up going down that route of sort of just, you know, messing with Boruto's head and feeding him these things and, you know, things like that, right? Because right now Boruto's kind of just waiting to, like, he knows that he's gonna get everything taken away from him because of his blue eyes or whatnot, but he doesn't really know the exact details of that. So I feel like that sort of thing is messing with Boruto right now, which is kind of a tricky situation, and Momoshiki is sort of contributing to that. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see and sort of figure out what Momoshiki exactly means by Boruto will get everything taken away from him. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Momoshiki's character. Do you think that Momoshiki might potentially go down as one of the best Boruto villains in the whole entire series? And what do you personally think about Momoshiki? And do you think that he's going to still sort of coexist with Boruto in either a good or a bad way? Anyways, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and join the Discord, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.